Nothing really matters. There was an old cartoon, Kipper, and that dog would say that. And he would get really bummed out. And then all his buddies would come and be like, okay, so? And that cartoon was getting at something that I think is really useful to thinking about art as well. The idea that you could just be nihilistic and decide nothing really matters, or you could espouse what Nietzsche basically said, which was, yes, nothing really matters, so you might as well make meaning anyway. So, this idea that nothing really matters, we might as well party, is kind of underlying a lot of art post religion. What do I mean post religion? Well, if you look at the history of art over millennia, there were two major sources of income for artists. One of them was power, so any ruler was making a lot of art that was about how powerful they were, and then the other was faith. Now, sometimes they were conflated, like ancient Egyptian art. Sometimes they were just about faith, like so religious art in churches. The two biggest sources in the West to transform this are the Protestant Reformation, so in 1517 and on, where no longer do you need an intercessor to your faith, which means that all of basically the liturgical tools are unnecessary. And then the second is first the rise of mercantilism and then capitalism. Now, we usually think of capitalism as bad, but you can also say, in one way, it freed artists to make things that they chose to. And so you have things where artists are choosing, they know the world sucks, and yet they are choosing to make things that persuade people. So a lot of political art, for example, accepts that the world sucks, but they're also saying, hey, I'd like to change it, or I'd like to add meaning. And frankly, any art where it is hard to understand is actually a push against nihilism. It is saying, yes, we're all in this terrible situation together, but how about we just have a minute where we play in balloons, for example, or we look at something that doesn't exist, it's just all bytes. Improv thing. Yes, and, or yes, but. Nihilism is yes, but. Yes, but I don't care. Living your life beyond that, and so many artists do it, is yes, and. Which of these two people would you like to be around?